back, everyone, at 22. Now, right now, we're going to talk about social media and how to strike a happy balance between sharing with your friends and oversharing with your friends.
We overshare with each other every day.
Personally.
But should you put it out there for all to see? Bob is with us, our social media expert. I like not giving you a last name. It's just kind of fun.
That's okay.
From Moxley Carmichael. Thanks for being here, Bob.
It's great to be here.
Okay. So we see this issue pop up a lot, and we actually talk about it. Like, I have certain friends that post their every thought on social media, and I just don't understand that need to share everything about my life with other people that I barely know.
Yeah, it's something people do a lot. I mean, I've probably done it. We've all done it. None of us can accuse anybody else because we all talk about what we enjoy and like. I think some of the need for people to get attention probably bleeds over into social media, and that's just the way they do it. And they're not just doing it with their friends necessarily, but they're doing it with many, many more people, more than they probably realize.
Mm-hmm. How do you know? You know, it's like looking at yourself. How do you know if you're oversharing? What's the number one sign?
I think if you're posting many things that are the same and there's very little variety in what you're doing, you're probably getting close to oversharing, if not already crossing the line. The best way to avoid that is to do some, to just make sure what you're posting is very varied and has different things. Post a lot of your interests, not just focusing in on one.
So if I post a picture of me on the anchor desk every day, that's kind of an example. It's like, we get it. We know you're an anchor on TV.
Exactly. And we know this is where you are, and that, yeah, that would be a good example.
Okay.
Yeah. And businesses fall into this category too, but they need to keep things relevant. If an owner of a business or somebody that works there that handles social media sees a nice cat video, but they're selling cars, that's irrelevant to what they're trying to do. So everything needs to be relevant in the business side.
So businesses need to be less varied, and
probably
need to be more varied.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yes, I would agree with that. People need to be more varied.
Let's talk about one of the things that I've noticed, especially when it was. Well, there's a couple things. One of them is when people rant and rave about, like, politics.
Yeah.
I actually got offended by a post last night because there were so many curse words, and I'm going, like, I don't need this.
Right.
Yes, or laying bad language, or that kind of thing.
Those are two great examples. When in political seasons, the politics kind of raises up and becomes more obvious, and people kind of jump on their opinions. I don't like to see a rant either way, you know, whether it's one way or the other.
Whether it's something you actually would agree with or not.
Exactly. There are always people that are outside of what you think. So if it's a strong opinion, you can make your opinion, but don't go on and on about it.
Okay. What about, do you think that can affect the way a person views another person?
Absolutely can, yeah. If I don't know what they believe on something and then they go on a rant, then obviously I know. But I know that many times I've heard people say that some person went on a crazy rant for days and they just had to unfollow them or turn off their notifications, you know, stuff like that, where you just don't see that person anymore.
Or you see people and you're like, they are so sweet in person, but I see what they post on social media and they're so angry. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, it tends to, there's a different personality online because you're not talking to a person and you don't get that feedback from a person. That's another thing about oversharing. You're not getting feedback from someone. If I showed you 10 pictures of something, I might get verbal or nonverbal clues from you that you're kind of overlooking at that, but you don't get that online because you just keep doing it.
Okay, yes or no? And this is a question we've been talking about a lot lately. We've got 10 seconds left. Okay. To selfie or not to selfie?
Very rarely. Because people know what you look like. They know if you want to show a new haircut or a new makeup job, something like that, that's fine, but not every day like Maura's talking about.
All right. Bob, thanks so much for being with us.
Let's selfie this. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, well.